Yaxel, you said if you all continue to come together, you won't be stopped. Do you feel like this will prove that Michigan could be the best team in the country? Why or why not?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of the guys on the team felt like we were being disrespected because of our first a couple game struggles. So today was just like, just putting the world on notice that we're here to be the best team in the nation. We're going to continue to do that.
Yeah, Yaxel and Nimari weighing on this too. You said you maybe felt disrespected by some of the talk about the Wake Forest and the GCU games. I guess that implies there was no internal concern even as you guys were hitting those bumps, and I guess what allowed you guys to power through and find a different gear here in Vegas?
Yeah, I mean, we practice really hard, and we have really good habits. We built that since the summer, and Dusty has built that with the guys who's returning since as long as we've been here. So it was just a step in the right direction of us playing good basketball. We knew that we were capable of it. And at the same time, while we will celebrate this moment and these times together, we still have a lot ahead of us and a lot to accomplish, and a lot of our goals that we haven't accomplished yet. So we'll continue to stay composed as a team and continue to grow.
One thing that coach said as well is those games that were pretty close, we all treated those games that we lost. Nobody's really satisfied and proud with those wins. So it basically doesn't feel like we're 6-0 or whatever we are. It's like we're 4-2 or something. So we're gonna continue to keep winning.
Yeah, Yaxel Lendeborg for both of you guys. I mean, what were the last 24 hours like in terms of the preparation, knowing obviously Gonzaga coming in the #1 team in Ken Palm, all of those success they had early in the season? How would you sort of describe the way you guys got ready for this?
Man, I feel like all of us had like 100% focus. Me myself, I was super nervous. I was already talking a big game yesterday, but a lot of the guys just calmed me down, calmed the rest of the team down. Just we're being super super nice and just genuine about the situation. Win or lose, we're going to be here for each other. And we're going to continue to grow.
Continue questions for the players.
Yeah, Yak handles that nervousness very well, as you see. But yeah, I mean, just to piggyback off that, we felt like early in the season, it's still early, but we could be much better in a lot of areas, and cleaning up those areas on both sides of the ball, and then shooting the ball very, very well. That's just to add on to the talent and the roster that we have.
Guys in the back here. It's the Players Era Championship. You're a couple of players. In addition to just how dominant you were over the past 3 days, can you encapsulate what your experience has been like since you landed on the ground here in Vegas, and kind of the joy that comes with the fact that you just won, $1 million for you and your teammates in NIL opportunities?
First off, it's a blessing, and I give all the glory to the Most High, Jesus Christ, and I'm so grateful to be able to share this with my brothers. So to be able to play as well as we did is probably the best part, honestly. And we're also grateful to be getting money as a team, but just grateful to share these moments and celebrate wins and victories together.
Yeah, me personally, it's an honor to be a part of a team like this. During our last time out in the game, Coach said a couple words that kind of brought tears in my eyes. I wanted to sit there and cry. I just had to be strong for the squad. But man, it just makes me emotional to be a part of this.
What are you going to buy with your winnings?
Duties.
Honestly, it's Christmas gifts. It's about that time of the year anyway.
Roth IRA.
Hey, literally, and the rest is doing an investment. So I'm gonna be smart with my money.
Yeah, I would say what I'm gonna get, but they're probably watching right now. So you guys stay tuned. Maybe you guys see it on social media or something.
Stocks and bonds.
A question for Burnett. Do you think he had a better done than Goodman yesterday?
Him?
Yeah.
Oh, most definitely. Hey, I mean, okay, let's retract that. I'm not gonna say that because Oscar's dunk was Sports Center top 10. And you know what? I take it back. I give it to Oscar. He dunked on somebody. I'm sorry, guys.
I get 2.
It's a good problem. You had 2 dunks.
It's a good problem.
Yeah.
I kind of
We'll debate about it more.
On the right here, guys.
Yeah, for Yaxel, you guys held EK to 1 point, 0 for 9 from the field. I think just the 3rd time in his career he didn't have the field goal. What was kind of the plan in containing him and making him kind of uncomfortable out there?
Yesterday, when I went on the podcast with Jalen Rose and Chris Webber, I let everybody know that I think that we have the best front court in the world, in the nation. And, me and Merez and Dye, we sat there and talked, and we know we're 100% better than those guys. So Merez, that match with EK, we knew he was going to come out and win. Merez is a super great kid, super much like he's just a dog for us. I can't really, put into words how much he means to this team. And a guy, best rim protector in whole college basketball. So they did their thing. And, me, I just try my best to get the points up for the guys.
Take one last one right here.
Yax, if you don't mind, what did Dusty say that almost brought you to tears?
Oh man, it was just him saying that it was an honor to be a part of this team right here. When he said, "I love you guys," that was when it was like, damn man, like a coach that really loves you this much is just like it's an honor to be a part of that,
And then why are you confident this team won't, buy into all the hype after this great success and have some sort of dip, assuming you're not?
I feel like we've only had about 3 guys here who were raised with that kind of hype. In my opinion, it would be Nimari, Elliott, and Trey. And those guys are super genuine, super humble. No matter what the noise is, they stick together with the team. From day one, Nimari kept me under his wing, and it was, it's just something that's really like rare to see. A lot of guys that are raised with that hype think they're better than everybody else. Nobody on this team thinks they're better than anybody. I appreciate that.
Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Opening statement. Tom,
Yes, please.
first of all, I thought I was transparent with my conferences and whatnot. The X takes the cake. He's an open book. He's a pure soul, and these guys are very symbolic of our program. They're great dudes who, our locker room, it's like a kid zone. And those guys are in there, they've got a smile, they're having fun. When it's time to work, they work, and when it's not work time, then they enjoy each other, and I think they have a lot of respect for for what each other puts into the game, but also their unique abilities. And I think that's one thing that, as we were struggling a couple weeks ago, we weren't bringing our own secret sauce to this equation, and I feel like guys are starting to embrace what they really bring to our team. And if they continue to do that, and we continue to put each other first, then we'll improve throughout.
Questions for Coach? Right here on the right.
Dusty, the Zags have been scoring a lot of points in the paint, getting after people on the glass. You don't have much prep time, maybe you did some work ahead, I don't know, but how did you hold them down? What did you try to take away first?
Well, we're very fortunate that Justin joining our staff is in the league and knows them really, really well. And as I told the guys on TNT, I don't think there's a living basketball coach that I've watched more of their games as a fan than Coach Few. I competed twice against his teams as an assistant in both of the games. Immediately after, I thought how much I had learned from scouting them, watching them. During COVID, I probably watched the entire season of offensive possessions of their group. So hats off to them, the program they built. Everything went right for us today. And not a lot went right for them, but we knew that they're going to play through the post. It's no secret. They've done it for eternity. And those guys create overreactions. They create advantages and mismatches and whatever the case. And so we knew we had to take care of the paint first. But when you have that much size and length and versatility like we do inside, I think just the sheer numbers, and then once you get a couple blocked from behind or the side, I think you start looking around, and that probably happened tonight. But I thought our guys were flying around making plays, covering for each other. I think we're growing defensively because we're starting to play off of each other better.
As you said, you felt the breakthrough was coming, but I can't imagine you were thinking of, 2 40-point wins and a 30-point win. Is that fair to say?
Not unless we were scheduling non-ones. We knew we were getting better. Our guys had recommitted to the work and to the process, and we were all disappointed with the way we were performing, but we also felt like we were doing some really good things. We were doing the most difficult things well. We just had to simplify our approach on the offensive side and just start living in each other's strengths.
And then Merez, not always, filling up the box score, although I guess he did a little bit this week, but yeah, what he kind of brings on both ends.
I think our team has adopted his personality. We don't have a rugged group by nature. We have some guys that have grown into being tough, rugged dudes, but Merez, every single minute of every single day, brings a physicality and an intensity, a serious approach to everything that he does. And man, I appreciate him so much. I mean, Kyle Church and I have worked together for a million years. And 2 days ago, he said, we've never had one of those. we've never had one of those. Talk about Perez Johnson, just a guy that impacts the game in so many ways. And now, because of his work and the staff's ability to help him get better, he's playing well out of the short rolls. He's adding to his game, and so the sky's the limit for Perez. But I'm very, very grateful for him because he's our enforcer, he's our rim protector with a die, and just he does so much. But he's also so selfless.
Yeah, Dusty. When you think back to the spring when you were building this roster and building the vision for this team, I guess why were the traits that you found with the size and physicality and versatility up front so important? And I guess how has that vision manifested itself in performances like this?
When I was assistant for Florida under Coach White, and 1 year we had a top 5 defense in the country, and we didn't feel like we were that good defensively because everyone was so big and long. Guys just missed shots. So when we got this job, we wanted to size up and be bigger and more physical. But there's always that conundrum of, are you looking for skill? Are you looking for toughness? What type of team are you going to be overall? So we erred on being really big and skilled, and we built this, and then we had a lot of fun with it last year with the versatility and expanding guys' games. I think every big guy, especially in the U.S., they want to expand their game and they want to be more involved. And these guys trust us that we let them know when they're ready for the next step, but they're putting in work every single day to grow and improve. But when it comes to winning time, these guys all just go back to what they do, and that's why we're able to make the plays we made in this tournament.
Dusty, with defense, we talk a lot about stops, blocks, steals, deflections, but when you have that kind of size, how does that just change the way a team plays and the kind of shots that they feel comfortable taking?
Are you talking about the other team's shots? I mean, I know being a little guy that didn't like to go in the paint, I'd be looking over my left shoulder, my right shoulder. I'd be looking at everything except what I would be looking at. So I can imagine the other team's not doing that exactly. But I think we just have so much size across the board. And when you look at Nimari's length and Roddy Gale's length and athleticism, Trey McKinney's becoming an elite defender for a freshman. So when, obviously Adai and Yax and Merez and Will Cheddar, the biggest guys get a lot of the praise, but LJ Cason's evolving into a real pest defensively. And so I think just the sheer size, but we weren't covered for each other 3 weeks ago. We weren't playing, we weren't seeing what was going on in front of us and making plays. And I think now we're starting to just take a lot more intelligent risks, calculated risks, whatever you want to call them. And then when I take a risk, then I have a teammate cover my back because they're getting used to playing with each other. And we started the season, and I think Adai and Merez have been on the court together for maybe 10 days total. They just were both injured at different times, so we never really had a group finding their cohesion.
Dusty, parlaying off the question asked to the players earlier about confidence going forward. I mean, obviously these dominating performances, you can't forget them. So how do you make the players stay in check, basically? Because again, those were pretty dominating performances against really good basketball teams.
Yeah, we're not going to lie to them and go in and tell them that they stunk. Now, there's some things that we need to improve on. We got a little bit loose in the second half. But if we remain about the work and the process of getting better, then we're going to stay on this innocent climb. If we start listening to what everybody else is saying, then we'll start wanting more individually, and then we'll slowly, there'll be cracks in the foundation, and then it eventually crumble. Hopefully that doesn't happen because we are aware of what's coming with all this. And we have a team that, as of today, is completely bought in to sacrifice, to supporting each other and playing for each other and trusting that the results will be there when they need to be there.
This tournament, 7 teams in the top 25 when it started. Hell of a preseason tournament. What did you think about the tournament and the venue? Obviously, the turnout maybe not what people had hoped it would be this first year, but so many people saw this tournament. I would imagine in the future it would have a way better turnout.
Yeah, I don't know what you would expect this time of year with so much going on and 2 games going at the same time. We felt honored to be a part of it. I think probably we signed up for this at FAU. So this was in the works with Seth a long time ago, and we had to pinch ourselves at that point to be able to generate revenue to play basketball games against high majors on a neutral site. Those things just don't go together in college basketball. And so whenever we had an empty open spot, it was a no-brainer for us. Like I said, I appreciate NIL. I appreciate the rev share and these guys being able to set themselves up for life after basketball, to be able to put a down payment on a house, to be able to do whatever they want to do. The only thing I don't like about it at NIL is when they buy things that don't appreciate their age. So, but yeah, that's it.
We have time for just a couple more here.
Dusty, you mentioned obviously you wouldn't have expected these sorts of margins, especially tonight against anybody but D1s basically. Yak says you guys have the potential to be the best team in the country, best front court in the country. What sort of statement do you think your team made tonight, just from a 30,000 foot level?
That as of November, whatever the day is, we have a really good basketball team with an extremely high ceiling and a low floor. But to win big at this level, a conference championship, a conference tournament, whatever the case, a lot has to go right. In this tournament, a lot went right. We played 3 incredible programs. I never would have dreamed this would happen in a million years, but it happened, and now it goes back to like, how are we going to respond to this? And so I think we have a mature group. I think we have a group that will continue to put their teammates above themselves.
We'll take 2 more right down the road.
Dusty, in a game like this, when you're just cruising, are you able to enjoy it as a basketball fan, or are you just so locked in you can't think about anything except we got to get back on defense?
Yeah. I mean, that group that came in at the end, man, I love coaching those guys. Those guys give a lot, and the reward, other than winning and what comes with all this, is an opportunity to play in the games. And so if you're not in love with the process and you don't love hooping in practice, you're not going to get better. So, no, I'm coaching full 40 minutes because I love coaching and I love being a part of the team. So, no, I'm not sitting over there, thinking how great we are right now. We have a lot of room for growth. And as of today, we're a really good team, but we're not anywhere near where we need to be if we want to reach our goals.
I just wanted to jump off of Sweeney's question before. When you were putting this team together and last year's team together, what gave you the confidence to think that playing 2 7-footers together and then this year playing 3 guys who were playing 4 or 5 spots at their previous schools would work out this successfully?
Well, I have a very competent, knowledgeable staff, first and foremost. That these guys, they work night and day. We work as a group to figure out the best way for us to play, and we just thought, let's get the best players we can get that are also great dudes, and we can figure out the X's and O's and the spacing or whatever the case. But it's going to have to take a group that's going to have to. We're going to have to experiment. We're going to have to figure some things out on the fly. We're going to have to drop an ad in the middle of the season, but like I said, if you have really good players who are also great dudes and they're competitive, then you can figure it out.
Okay, thanks everybody.
Thanks, guys.